The Korean Presbyterian Church of Bayside. Small Group Bible Study. By Reverend David Lee. Lesson number 94. I call to you when my heart is faint. Psalm 62, verses 1-7. To the choirmaster, according to Jeduthun. A psalm of David. For God alone my soul waits in silence. From him comes my salvation. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be greatly shaken. How long will all of you attack a man to batter him, like a leaning wall, a tottering fence? They only plan to thrust him down from his high position. They take pleasure in falsehood. They bless with their mouths, but inwardly they curse.
Selah.
For God alone, O my soul, wait in silence, for my hope is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be shaken. On God rests my salvation and my glory. My mighty rock, my refuge is God. According to today's passage, with what kind of faith was David able to overcome his hardships? What do you think this teaches us? Psalm 62 is titled, To the Choirmaster, to Jeduthun, a psalm of David. Just like this text, the heading of Psalms 39 and 77 also state, To the choirmaster, to Jeduthun, a psalm of David. And Jeduthun is mentioned in the 1 Chronicles 16 verses 41-43. With them were Heman and Jeduthun and the rest of those chosen and expressly named to give thanks to the Lord, for his steadfast love endures forever. Heman and Jeduthun had trumpets and cymbals for the music and instruments for sacred song. The sons of Jeduthun were appointed to the gate. Then all the people departed each to his house, and David went home to bless his household. All this indicates that during David's time, two people named Heman and Jeduthun were selected to lead songs of praise to God. They served as the choirmaster and conductor of the choir. Thus, the heading, according to Jeduthun, indicates that this song was sung in the melody that Jeduthun wrote. And Bible scholars think that just like Psalm 61, Psalm 62 was written during the rebellion of David's son Absalom. So, it can be said that this psalm of lament was written by David about 3,000 years ago in BC 979. In today's passage, David poured out his heart to the Lord while he was on the run because of his son's rebellion against him. As he went through this turmoil, David confessed in verse 1, For God alone my soul waits in silence. Here, in silence does not mean to be simply quiet but to entrust everything to God and believe that he will take care of everything. And David said that he waited for God alone, for he believed that salvation comes from the Lord. The word alone in this verse is ak in Hebrew, which means only. Hence, David confessed in this verse that he looked only to God when he was in trouble because salvation comes only from the Lord. This is why David called God his fortress, stronghold, and refuge. We can learn what faith is through David's confession. Even in really dire situations, faith is looking only to God for help, trusting that he will deliver and waiting on him. And whoever has this kind of faith receives peace. For this reason, it is a sin to worry. This is why I recently shared the following about faith in the weekly devotional. A beautiful, remote island. Once, as I was searching for an address on Google Maps, I unexpectedly came across a beautiful remote island. It appeared so intriguing that I wanted to visit. But when I checked how long it would take to get there by car, I found out that there was no way to reach the island by car. I thought, how could there be such a place? And after a bit more research, I found out that the island was accessible only by plane. Isn't faith like this? Even if a certain place might be inaccessible by car, if I get on a plane, the plane will take me to the destination. Likewise, when we trust in Jesus' word and commit our lives to him, we will reach our destination. Airplanes can sometimes get into accidents. But doesn't our Lord always guide those who believe in him to safety? Dear church, if we have faith in the Lord and look to God, he will fulfill his promises. Therefore, blessed are we who live by faith, for God will accomplish his will according to our faith. Have you ever achieved something impossible because you had faith? Let us share our experiences with one another. Let's share what we have learned and determined to do through today's word.